Hello, welcome to season 15 of Dog Turds into Diamonds. Here in the Championship with AFC Rushden Diamonds, we are kicking it off with an away game at Nottingham Forest, who have just been relegated from the Premier League, and we are going all out for promotion this season. Although I do think I said that a year ago. Let's get into it, let's see how it goes. Yes, welcome everybody to another season of Dog Turds into Diamonds. Season 15 here with AFC Rushden Diamonds in the Championship. We've got to try and get it done this season, haven't we? We're starting out away at Nottingham Forest, who of course 2 seasons ago got into the playoffs with just a couple of games to spare. We finished 3rd, they finished 6th, and they dumped us out in the semi-finals of the playoffs. 5-1 away from home, and we then beat them. I think we beat them 3-2 at home in the second leg. But we have got some unfinished business here, and we've got some real history with Nottingham Forest as well. 6 or 7 years ago, when we were in League 2, we turned down the Nottingham Forest job. Then a couple of seasons later, they were with us in League 1. We went up from League 1. They stayed there. The following season, they then came up and, of course, beat us in the playoffs to do back-to-back promotions. It was very frustrating. And we are frustrated to still be in the Championship. If you don't know what happened at the end of last season, check out the final few videos from season 14. We played Blackburn at home in one of our last league games of the season. Then we had playoffs against Bristol City, a playoff final against Portsmouth. You can obviously guess what happened, but it was high drama, so go out and check it out. Now, we've been busy during the summer without making major changes to the team. So there are still some question marks. Have we addressed the problems that cost us the consistency to get promotion last year? It is a question mark. It is a doubt. This is the team that we are looking to send out for today's game. We have got a debut for Amardil in goal. He is a very good goalkeeper, signed from Sunderland for just £250,000, 27-year-old Englishman. Very good in one-on-one situations, good reflexes, dominates his area with that great aerial reach. He's maybe not the greatest goalkeeper in the world, but he's certainly one of the best in the Championship, I think, and a definite upgrade on our legendary goalkeeper, Viljami Sanisalo. You can see Sanisalo has now reached the age 33, where he is starting to drop off a bit, and Amardil is just a clear upgrade on the man that has been keeping goal for us for the last 4 years. A big upgrade there. I think that is going to absolutely be worth points come the end of the season. At fullback, we did prioritise fullback positions in the summer. I have failed to bring in any fullbacks. It is still Igor Luiz at right back, our captain. He has been with us since the League 2 days, our longest serving player. Is he good enough for this level? Yeah, probably not, but I haven't been able to find anyone really much better, so I'm still waiting. We may loan in the young lad from Aston Villa, who was signed by Aston Villa from Chelsea. He is available on loan, that 19-year-old right back. We may get him if there are no other options. I am determined to bring in a fullback reinforcement before the end of this transfer window. And Dylan Jones continues at left back. A very good left back, but certainly not the greatest. More like a top League 1 level left back. Again, I just haven't been able to get hold of a major upgrade. So he is still with us for the moment. But again, I would love to get some business done before the end of this window. I'm waiting on some scouting reports to see if we can find that player who's an upgrade. But Dylan Jones continues at the moment. Philip Apaya, our vice captain, signed when he was released by Chelsea and he has been an ever-present for a number of seasons now. Former Championship Young Player of the Season. He's absolutely brilliant at marking, at tackling. He just can't head the ball, but he is 6'4" with great jumping reach, so that does still help him. Yeah, a very, very good player who's been with us for a long time now, starting his 4th season with us. Just a very, very good central defender for this level. In midfield, it's going to be another debut. Sorry, I didn't talk about another debut for our new central defender, Agustin Cuenca. The Spaniard, 22 years old. Again, he's not the greatest at heading the ball, but he is 6'6", amazing jumping reach, really good at marking and tackling, a little bit lacking on the mentals. Yeah, is that gonna limit just how effective he can be? He's been signed from Zaragoza. I'm talking like I'm from Spain. He's been signed from Zaragoza. Played 31 games in the Spanish First Division last season, so he's got real pedigree. I'm hoping he can be the dominant Championship centre back that we were lacking last season. I'm still not sure because of those mentals, but hopefully he can prove me wrong and I don't need to look for another centre back because I am still in the market for another one. So anyway, into midfield, a third debut in this team, Kenny Lacazette-Durban, a Frenchman who came through the Chelsea Academy. He is a brilliant young playmaker. He's not come to us cheap. He's costing us about £850,000 in loan fees this season. But he is, with that 18 passing and 17 vision, you can see he's got 2 assists in pre-season. I'm hoping he is going to be that next level Championship playmaker that can just make a huge difference for us. When we lost Alex Baker last season, we didn't have a midfielder who was really, really good with the ball. It did limit the chances that we created. It did limit our control of games. We were very, very vulnerable on the break. We didn't look after the ball well enough. I'm really, really hopeful that Kenny Lacazette-Durban, he is on loan from Fulham, but you can see in his career he's had a number of loans out to Championship teams. He's also played on loan at Fenerbahce. He's got some real pedigree. I think he could be a really, really good player. I think certainly one of the best players in the Championship this season. So I'm very hopeful of him. And Adam Weston-Spence, he is now happy to stay at AFC Russian and Diamonds. We fended off interest from Aston Villa and Crystal Palace in the summer. He is willing to sign a new contract, but I offered him one. He's got 2 years left on his contract. He only wanted to sign for 3 years, so it would only have been a year's extension. It would have cost us about £3,000 a week more, which is not bad for a player of his quality. He's definitely Premier League potential. But he wanted to lower his minimum fee release clause from 16 million to 14.5 million, which I think if I do that, a Premier League club is going to absolutely gobble that up in January. So I've turned it down for now, but I would love to get him a new contract with a higher release fee clause. So we'll see what happens. But for the moment, Adam Weston-Spence is very happy. And that is kind of a bit annoying because Anthony Johnson got very angry that we didn't offer him a new contract. He wanted too much money. I couldn't go to it. And then he wanted to leave because he didn't like the way we treated Adam Weston-Spence. Now Adam Weston-Spence is happy to stay, sorry. Anthony Johnson still wants to go. There's no club interested. We've said we'll let him go for, I think, 13.5 million. No club has come in for him at that. We've had bids of between kind of 2 and 4 million. At the moment, he's played really well in pre-season. You can see 4 assists in 6 games. Hopefully, he keeps that going, and we can kind of get him on side again before too long. A really, really good player, the Nigeria international, and he could be key in helping us get up this season. At number 10, we've got Jose Santos, the Benfica man, on loan from Benfica, 19 years old, a superstar in the making, learning to play trequartista, and he has been absolutely awesome in pre-season. 3 goals and 2 assists. He got 2 goals against Everton, Premier League Everton. We destroyed them in pre-season. He has just been phenomenal. So again, hoping he keeps that going. I think he could be a real difference maker over the course of the season. Starting left wing is going to be Sean Mavididi, in for his 3rd season with us. He has been phenomenal in pre-season. 5 goals in 5 games and 4 assists. The 6'5" winger has just been scoring headers for fun in pre-season. Again, I really hope he can keep that going. And Salah Lafi, the Moroccan international, now fully capped for Morocco. He's had a good pre-season as well. 8 goals in 6 games. Missed a penalty in the last pre-season game, but I'm hoping these red arrows don't continue. I want to see him develop and turn into a really world-class central striker this season. I think he's on the brink of it. The top scorer from the Championship last season. Hopefully he can fire us into the Premier League. And on the bench, we've got Ismael Rodriguez, who is wanted by Nottingham Forest. If I can get another right back in, I mean, he is good without being great, and he's worth an awful lot of money. Says he's worth up to 9 million. He's only got a year left on his contract, but he does have a release fee clause of 19 million. I would let him go. If I could get 8 million, 8.5 million, I would let him go for that, because that just secures the finances for the season. And if I can get someone of equal quality in to replace him, who maybe makes less money, I mean, it would just be great for everyone all round. So he could be gone before the end of the transfer window. Andy Harrison on the bench, young centre-back signed from Newcastle. Again, maybe not exceptional, but a very, very good centre-back for the Championship level. I think he's going to do really well this season. Cedric Preetz continues. He is now in his 3rd season on loan from Schalke. Barely costs a penny. Really good ball-winning midfielder. Maybe not the most rounded player in terms of participating with the ball, but a really good solid midfielder for Championship level. Really good to have him involved once again. Callum Parkin. Right now it looks like he's going to lose his starting place that he's had for the last couple of seasons. But a very solid deep line playmaker. Really good mentally. Great composure and decisions. Good vision. Maybe could do with a little bit more a passing ability, but very, very good player to have involved in the squad. Jack Evans is our right wing option. The ex-Fulham man, Welsh international. Again, very, very good option off the bench with his pace, with his dribbling ability. And he's also 6'1" and really good ability in the air, which makes him a good goal threat from crosses as well. Nice to have him still around. Francisco Javier could come off the bench for his debut today. The young Spaniard, he's been excellent in pre-season. 3 assists and a goal in 5 games. Although he doesn't start today with Mavididi having just been an absolute beast. But yeah, the new signing from Cordoba, 2.3 million. When he activates the other clauses, he will be our record signing. I'm hoping he can be not just a really great player for us this season, but a really good investment for the future. And Peter Finnan, the Fulham loanee, a really, really good central striker, advanced forward. At Championship level, he is capable of scoring a lot of goals, great finishing and first touch, decent enough passing, decent mentally. Yeah, I think, again, the fact that he costs us absolutely nothing, really good squad member. Players not making the bench, Viljami Sanisalo, the veteran who's been our #1 goalkeeper the last 4 years, relegated to the bench. So is Steve Lake, a new goalkeeper. We basically just brought him in because we needed a 3rd choice keeper. He was on my shortlist, 29 years old, was without a club, really good handling, decent one-on-ones. Reflexes are not the best, but as a 3rd choice goalkeeper, I think he looks really, really solid. We've also got on the bench Ben Holden, who is a new deep line playmaker, signed from Burton. Not good enough to get into the squad today, but I think he's going to be a very, very good squad player to have. I think he really gives us more squad depth. Luciano Guante, the same, has not made the squad, but can play striker, can play as a left winger. Very, very good option, the Argentinian. Again, just giving us great squad depth. Ashley Rowland is the backup deep line midfielder or defensive midfielder, ball winning midfielder. Again, a good option off the bench, the ex-Brighton man. He was really poor last season, but I've got faith that he can have a really good part to play in the squad. And Josh Steffen, the American, I've just put him on the transfer list, but I think I might be jumping the gun a bit. I think as a number 10 option, we don't have many. We've just got Callum Parkin and Josh Steffen are really our backup number 10s. So I think I might be taking him off the transfer list. There's no interest in him right now. And I think to come into that number 10 role when we need him, to fill in a few games a season, come in when there's an injury to Jose Santos, could be very useful. Juan Carlos Gomez, backup central defender. He is wanted still by San Jose of MLS. As a car beeps in the background, that's really annoying. Jose Gomez, I think as soon as I can get another centre back in, I think I'll be looking to move him on. And Luke Allen is a backup left back who's hopefully going to start making his way into the first team a little bit more this season. Before we carry on, what else has been going on? If we look at the club vision, we used all that money that came in last season. We've used to upgrade the training facilities several times. We are now coming up in October. We will have pretty decent training facilities, and it's all about trying to get us to that level where it's a sustainable championship club and having facilities that decent players want to come and use. I think that's really good. We've upgraded our youth level. We've got an under 23 squad now. And we are in the process of expanding the stadium. I think in April next year, it's going to go up to about 8,500. So in the meantime, we are ground sharing with MK Dons, which they do have a bigger stadium than us. So it could actually work out quite nicely financially. So yeah, in April, we'll get about 8,500. And the board have also agreed to build us a new stadium. I'm expecting at some point this season to get an update on that. But again, in terms of taking steps to make us a sustainable championship club, getting that new stadium, the current stadium can only be expanded up to about 10,000. So if we get a 20,000 seater stadium, for example, that is going to be absolutely fantastic in terms of making the club a sustainable project. We're really living off money made from sales in the last couple of seasons right now, but that's going to really help us. Financially, we've only got now 4.8 million in the bank. It has really gone down. We had like 22 million at the start of last season from those sales. I do feel like I need to sell a high value player just to sort of guarantee things until the end of the season. So we'll look at that. That option might be Ismael Rodriguez, who is wanted by Forest, of course. So we'll see what happens there. If we get that other right back in, selling Ismael Rodriguez could just make us financially sustainable for the rest of the season. And also, we have got a little bit of a lack of morale in the squad because the last couple of seasons we have given out a high win bonus for the league and for the cups. This season we weren't able to do that. With having less money in the bank, we weren't able to do that. So the players have been a little bit demotivated about not having a high bonus to aim for this season. So we'll see what happens. Let's get into this game against Nottingham Forest. It's going to be tough because they're coming down from the Premier League, but I do think that their squad is not really a Premier League squad. They did finish bottom of the Premier League. Looking at the players here now, do I even attempt to say this? Van Wildermeersch. It wasn't that difficult, was it? He is ex-Norwich. He is a Premier League quality winger. He is very, very good. The rest of the squad, I have to say, I think it's just a regular championship squad. I don't think they are a major threat in terms of the quality they carry, but they will obviously be a good team. It is a tough start. It is a tough away game to start the season. So let's put the team in there. We have been free scoring in pre-season. I'm very confident we can score goals, but are we a better team than last season? I'm not so sure. I think the midfield, we have definitely improved. I think we're going to control games better than we did last season, be less susceptible to the attacks on the break. But defensively, we've got a better goalkeeper. Outside of that, I don't know if we've really improved. Like I said, I want to get at least one fullback in before the end of the window, and I really want another really good centre-back, a dominating centre-back, Callum Simpson level, Jamie Weeks level, but we'll have to see if that's going to be possible. I've been searching all window, haven't managed to find them. Now, Nottingham Forest do have Callum Simpson on the bench. He signed for them from Blackburn and played a few games in the Premier League. Only on the bench today, our ex-captain. I would love to bring him back. I really would. He's been so hard to replace. Now, let's go on. I'll go with Ollie. I don't want to talk about getting revenge. They did bump us out of the playoffs two years ago, but just over a year ago, 2 seasons ago. But let's not dwell on that. What I am going to do here is just set up a pyre to mark their central striker, Rob Morris, and we are, as always, going to set up our wingers to mark their fullbacks. So this is the moment of truth. We had a really good start last season, won 3 of our opening 4 games, but then really struggled to put any sort of run together all season. I'm a little bit worried that it could be the same. We had a good pre-season last season, we could really send a message here by beating one of the favourites for the championship this season, couldn't we? And Weston Spence getting on the ball early into Mavididi. A nice little bit of dribbling there from Mavididi. Jones gets it across. It's still not out. Can we finish here? It goes over the bar from Mavididi. A great early chance in the 2nd minute. I think I'm worried that this could go exactly the same way as last season, where we struggled to defend, struggled to keep clean sheets. And but Mavididi, oh my goodness, and Mavididi has missed an absolute sitter there, set up by Lalafi. And it's a positive start, but it is still 0-0. So yeah, I'm really not sure. And another chance for Mavididi, good save from the keeper. They're now on the break. Is this going to come to anything? Well defended, Apaya. If I can actually get my words out now, I am a little bit worried that we haven't improved enough defensively, and we could succumb to the same problems of consistency as last season by not being able to keep clean sheets. But pre-season's been really good. We've scored an awful lot of goals, and we've had a good strong start here at Forest, although they have more possession here. Do you know what I might do? I might look to go a little bit up the tempo and a little bit more direct, and let's just see if that can pick things up here, because we've now got into a bit of a lull. We've had 5 shots, but nothing on target yet, and this looks like it could go 0-0 at half time unless they score this corner, and they very nearly do. It's away in the end by Lacazette Durban, and Forest have come into this right at the end of the first half. We've controlled everything right up to that highlight, and it is 0-0 at the break. So not the most exciting start to the season. I'm going to try and fire them up. Let's have a look. Go out and give these fans their money's worth, says Ollie. I'm not sure that's what I want, but go on, I'll go with you. Yeah, I knew there was going to be no reaction. Let's keep the team as it is right now. But I think with those early misses, I might be looking to change Mavididi at some point here. And Jones has got an injury, so let's actually get Jones off. I didn't see that. I don't know how long that has been there. Dylan Jones is going to come off, and Andy Harrison is going to get his debut as a left fullback. He is much more a centre-back. He's not particularly great on the ball, but we're going to get him on, and he is going to get his first official game in Russian and Diamonds colours. And we've got a highlight here, but it is in our own half. We keep hold of it. Mavididi going down the wing, and he finds Santos, Jose Santos. He's had a quiet one here. He's been brilliant in pre-season. And here is Harrison getting a crossover. It's a poor cross. Can Anthony Johnson get one over here? It's back to Lacazette Durban, back to Igor Luiz, who does get it in, and Mavididi has missed again. Another great opportunity for Mavididi. I'm going to encourage the players, but I think it is now time to get Mavididi off the pitch. And if this goes in, I'm going to be fuming. We have been the better team here, no doubt about it. But a highlight here for Nottingham Forest on the edge of our box. And they've got a chance and they are one up. Was that not offside? It wasn't. And it's the man himself, Van Wildermish, has given them the lead. And I am really annoyed about that. We have really controlled this game. We have been the better team. And Igor Luiz at right back, I've seen that goal so many times last season. He is not good enough for the Championship anymore. But I really just can't find anybody better. Let's make changes here. Agustin Cuenca is having a really poor game on his debut at centre-back as well. I'm going to take Mavididi off, and Francisco Javier is going to get his debut. Now, do I take Salah Lalafi off as well? I'm going to bear with him for the moment. I'm going to bear with Anthony Johnson as well, but I've got one more change left, and I've got to think about who I use that on here. It's not been the greatest of performance from anybody so far today. Nobody over a 7, nobody performing particularly well. I'm going to go to a positive mentality now, and I'm going to demand more from the players. And do you know what? I think, even though we have been the better team statistically, I'm going to ask them to be more expressive, and I'm going to ask them to shoot on sight. We're going to counter-attack when we win it. We're going to press, and we're going to get stuck in. And let's just knock that down there. Let's see if we've got something that we can get out of this game. Demand more again. Really poor now. No highlights for us in this second half since Mavididi's header over the bar, and we've now given away a penalty. It is a disastrous opening day of season 15 here on Dog Turds into Diamonds. I'm gutted. I'm devastated. Save from Dill. A debut penalty save, and he's kept us in it. And now I'm going to make some changes. We've got 13 minutes to save this. We have created absolutely nothing in this second half since Mavididi missed that header. So we are going to go wider and more attacking on the mentality. Do you know what? Jose Santos has been poor. Lacazette Durban is now carrying an injury. What do I do here? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring on Peter Finnan, and I'm going to make Santos the deep line playmaker. He can play that role, yeah, he can play that very well. So we are now going to go 4-2-4 to finish the game, and we're going to see if with Finnan as a deep line forward, if we can just create an opportunity to get something out of this game. I think statistically we deserve it. I mean, Nottingham Forest, they've had more highlights in this second half, but they haven't really created much. And I'm going to berate the players when I get the chance now, just to try and wake them up for the last 10 minutes. But now 5 minutes, and this has not been good enough in the second half. We've barely created a chance, and time is going to run out on us, isn't it? A disappointing opening day. Forest have a late flurry. They were the better team in the second half. Oh, what a shame after scoring so many goals in pre-season and looking so dangerous. And we've been a little bit limp there. A 6.3 for Lalafi is really disappointing. 6.6 for Johnson, not great. 6.3 for Cuenca. That is a real shame. Yeah, I am going to tell them that wasn't good enough. I'm not happy with your performance. I think Ollie has got it pretty much spot on today. Yeah, that is a shame, but let's face it, that is one of the toughest away games we're going to have all season. I don't think we should be reading too much into it, but we certainly have to improve. That's going to be all from us today. Drop a like on it if you've enjoyed it. and subscribe to the channel. Not sure when we will be back. We'll see if we get a big game in the Carabao Cup, and we'll see how the league pans out over the first sort of 7-8 games and what fixtures might be good to come back for. So that's going to be all from me for today. A disappointing one after such a good pre-season. I think you can see we do need to still improve the quality, especially in those defensive positions. We'll see what we can do, but let's try not to get too down. Let's see how things are looking after another 5 or 6 games before we start to panic. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.